I'm going to put the Remarkable on the left-hand side. Up the Go 10.3 over here on the right. Unfortunately, I can't zoom any wider than that, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just take them out of their cases. We can talk about the cases. The Remarkable certainly does have a lovely case. This is the Type case, and none of us have the Type Folio option. So that is something, if you really do want a keyboard case, then perhaps look at that. Although there will, of course, be Bluetooth. You certainly can hook a Bluetooth keyboard in there, and I have, and it works just fine. And you do have really quick access to the screen modes. No screen modes on the Remarkable whatsoever. You're just stuck with whatever they've decided in terms of the screen mode over there, which is this sort of slow, and it'll do it when it decides it needs to do a full refresh. And you've got best display, fast mode, and ultra fast mode down there, and fast mode certainly works just fine for typing as well. The case on the VWoods though is really quite good. I did notice some sort of seems to be some sort of, not scratches, but almost like smudges on the plastic where it's been machined. Just try and catch those in the light there. So the case on the VWoods is really nice. You've got the choice so far of the kind of cloth texture, which I actually really do like, because it's a little bit lighter as well than the fake leather. I think there's going to be a real leather one as well, but they're all really nice designs, nicely embossed logos and things like that. So yeah, the cases are good on that. The Books case, we've talked a lot about the Books case. Does not have a good case, but it does have a case. I don't think there's anything in it with the cases between the Remarkable and the VWoods. To be quite honest, they're both nice cases, although if you need to type, you need to type. You can't type in anything other than their Notes app, which is pretty atrocious. Whereas you can, of course, download Microsoft Word on here. That works just fine. You can't currently use Docs on there. You can use Docs over here. The reason why I wanted to put the Remarkable on the left is because the Remarkable is certainly the most notes orientated of the three, and you get no apps at all of this. So if you want to be focused in your writing, then you stick down this end. This is a good balance though. This is a good balance between the focus of writing in things, meetings, your planner, etc. It's a good balance there. Whereas this has access to everything you could possibly want in the Google Play Store, and you can see I've downloaded a lot more on here than on the VWoods. So this is your more productivity end, but I would say this is the focused end of Books. And if you want productivity, you can go elsewhere within Books as well. Now, the other thing to talk about is the screen performance and the screen itself. This is a much older screen, 227 ppi. And yeah, it does have a bigger gap between the very top of the surface and the actual ink itself. There is a slight larger gap there. And then this is the Carta 1200 screen, which now is 300 dpi, the Books. And that is nice and crisp. It's a really good screen there. It's 300 dpi, but it's not as fast a response as the Carta 1300. And actually, this is, in terms of the screen response, it is slightly faster, but does not necessarily translate into a faster pen latency than the Books. I would say they're both actually pretty similar. They're not as good as the Note Air 3 and Note Air 3C of the world, which are down at somewhere around 20 milliseconds. That's your kind of target. But everything that is below, in my opinion, everything which is less than 40 milliseconds is kind of okay. And you're not worried about anything that's got a less than 40 millisecond response time. That's 0.04 of a second. That's like a frame on a video. That's like one frame, talking about your lag there, if you like, with the pen. But as I was showing this, I've noticed that I've got, look, on this one, I'm currently running, I've got downloaded Intune because I've got my work apps installed on here as well. So I'm not just logged into my own Microsoft account, I'm logged into my school Microsoft account on Books devices as well. Here they all are at work, look. My whole separate little set of ecosystems logged in as me at work rather than me sort of at home here. So I'm a school teacher, if you're not aware of that. And I've got the full Google Play Store, of course. So right now, if you're looking for apps, you just can't do the same things on the VWoods. Hopefully that will come later. Is there any interference from the case? Actually, less than any of the other devices. There is quite a lot of interference from both the Remarkable case and the Books case. I'll show you my lines. Somewhere along here, there we are. And actually there wasn't much of a wobble in the case on the VWoods, so actually they've done a good job. I think largely they put the stronger magnets along the side, rather than as Books do. Books puts their stronger magnets along the back, this is the Books case. VWoods, I think, have put their strongest magnets Don't even know if they've got any magnets along here. Yeah, only very like weak ones, it appears. Not, yeah, just this edge here. That's interesting. So there are magnets along this edge here, but not kind of in the middle so much, which is again clever. And again, that's what I mean by they listening clearly to people's concerns, and they're seeing people are concerned by that test, rightly so. Because it is weird when you get to a point and you're doing a bit of writing and you're sort of, it doesn't hit the same point as you press down when you're used to being so accurate. Can I enlarge a PDF using gestures? A good question. Yes, you can, yeah. Yeah, but it isn't very smooth. I think it only goes up to 2 times. Now the reader isn't the best thing. You can annotate all over the PDF. And that functionality is good. But the reader is not as sophisticated as the book's PDF reader is, which is it's just better. So yes, I'm not seeing any specific advantage of Android 13 right now with VWords, apart from the fact that that will be supported for a longer period of time in the future. This is Android 12. There will be some apps which only for a certain level of Android, but most of them aren't the types of things you'd want to use on e-ink anyway, in my opinion. Interesting mini version coming. Timetable, yeah, we'll have to look on the Kickstarter website. There's of course a Kickstarter link in the description below. I think it's probably only going to be shortly behind this one. I mean, if they say they're pretty ready to send one out to me, so and it is there as an option you can back straight away. So sort of similar timeline to this, I would imagine. Essentially, over here, ladies and gentlemen, this is a really focused note taker. But now very limited, and remember this has got like 8 gigabytes of storage on it. 8 gigabytes, right? Like 2 gigs of RAM or something, which is is just an outdated machine now. It is. There's no denying it. Sorry for the remarkable fans out there. Great tablet, inspired all this, but they really are due a refresh. And I hope that they're going to come and make these guys look out of date. I really hope that the next design of the Remarkable will just come along and make these two look like, you copied our old design, really? That will be a good thing for the industry to push it forward another new step. And hopefully that will make, they make something really desirable, because there's something nice about having a bit of tech that you really like using because of the way it looks. But you can really feel that it's heavier than the VWords and it's heavier than the books. You can feel the difference there. It is slightly thicker. None of them are thick tablets. This one is a good balance. Okay, so balance between focus and productivity. This one is not even the most productive end, but it's a good all-rounder. This one is a good productive, sleek e-ink tablet. So you want productivity at this end. Do you want focus on writing and thinking over at this end? I know where my sort of preferences lie, but you have to decide, and hopefully that makes your choice easier, everybody. Some other concerns, none of these have front lights. They're all your more kind of battery friendly, all your more kind of use in meetings, use instead of a paper notebook. That's what they're aiming to do. And people are a bit skeptical about the AI thing, rightly so in my opinion. It's not the silver bullet that everyone was thinking. And I think with the Kickstarter thing, companies are now using Kickstarter often as an alternative to doing traditional pre-orders. And it's a way to give those people who want to be part of a beta like a really good deal. Okay, so a way to give them a discount early on to get involved and be part of this development. Now, I will say that the early bird deals are in line with the price of the Books Go 10.3 and in line with the price of the Remarkable with a pen, but without a case even. So I would say it's like 380 quid, I think, isn't it? Something like that for the early bird deal, which is like fine. It's a fine price at this point, but if that's the early bird deal and the real price is significantly more than that, I think that might be quite a hard sell for a lot of people, unless they really, really come out with a lot of amazing, like undeniably more advanced features. And it's not just sticking an AI button and allowing you to access ChatGPT through it. Because I can access ChatGPT through the Books device whenever I wish as well. They've put their own AI assistant app in there, and I can just download and use my own login to any app that I might use, or use it in the browser as well. Whether that price point is going to be right for many of you, I don't know. And if you can't wait, then you're going to wait for the full price. And maybe it'll be brilliant, or maybe you think, no, it seems good, but it's not better than what books have to offer as well. And yeah, as a lot of you have said, it's really interesting to have a new player in the market. Really interesting. It's great to have competition. It's going to bring down price eventually. It's going to, push books to improve. It's going to push Remarkable to improve. It's great. I'm really excited by it. Okay, so there's kind of cautious optimism out there. And yeah, the future is bright for e-ink devices. And if you're wondering whether to jump in, then do jump in, because e-ink devices are absolutely brilliant. So Dantini has been using their pre-release AI paper for a few weeks. Keep discovering new things I can do with it. Absolutely. And I think this is the thing we're noting quite a lot, is there isn't a best. There are some of you out there in this audience for whom the Remarkable 2 is still best. There are many of you, probably more of you, for whom the Booksco 10.3 is best. And there'll be some of you that want the AI Note for what it is. And for me, personally, AI currently has limited use. It's got more use for kind of note taking. And if that AI button didn't allow me just to do 15 seconds, how good is AI for use for creating notes and creating a second brain by using speech to text? And I think AI for me personally is about, allowing it to really accurately transcribe my voice, put that into a context, allow me to recall things. So I can't do currently on here. I can't ask it about a previous kind of note that I've done. I can't record more than kind of 15 seconds of my own voice. For me, AI is about starting bits of writing by using voice to text and having accurate transcription. That's what I like to use it for. And it's currently not doing that point there for me. Rough battery life on one charge. Well, let's talk about that. So I've charged it up once to full. I used it for a bit. When I was installing things, it went down quite a lot. There's quite a bit of ghosting there in that one, although I'm in the 1080 and there's a refresh button there. Okay. I've been using it for the last kind of week on and off, and I've got 40%. So I would say I've used 40%. So I would say, yes, 1 to 2 weeks is sort of plausible, but I haven't been using it as much as I would if I was at work at the minute. And it's summer holidays right now for us teachers. So I would say, yeah, I'm confident that I can do what I want to do with the e-ink devices, which is just have to charge them at the weekend. So I'm pretty confident about the battery life. I would think 2 to 3 weeks actually is doable, depending on what you're using.